Good day, everybody. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope you've recovered from Saturday's 10-hour flight from Honolulu to Los Angeles. It was very interesting. Very happy with the way the sim performed. No issues over the entire flight, at least performance-wise, anyway. So we're here in La Paz. Today we're leaving La Paz, flying back southwards to the coast down in Chile, and we're heading all the way down to Desierto de Atacama, which is just over 7,000 foot long. Looks like it's going to be a interesting airport to be at. We're going to be a pretty big airplane for the airport, but it all should be good. Anyway, I was talking with a pilot I know, a retired Air Canada guy who used to fly this airplane, the A320 214. And I mentioned high altitude landings, and he was saying that they were restricted to about 9,000 feet where they could land the aircraft. Anything higher than that, the pilots had to be trained, and the aircraft had to be modified for things up to like 10,000, 10,500 feet. And I mentioned La Paz here at 13,000 feet, and he laughed and said, "Oh yeah, that would cause all kinds of trouble." So it was. He chuckled when I mentioned about starting to descend and the aircraft having to keep depressurizing as we got lower. He's never done it. He said it's really unusual, so we're some of the few who have done it. Anyway, let's hop on board. We can start getting our setup. We're waiting Kevin to get in. Looks like I got Nick and Dark over there, and Vaughn has joined us in the chat as well. So let's hop on board, and we'll start getting set up. Alright, well, looks like the ground crew didn't turn anything on, so we'll get that up and running. Cockpit prep, everything is here that we need. There's the fire racks. Yeah, oxygen masks are all there. I'll just get the iPad or the EFB up and going. There we go. So cockpit checks are done, parking brakes are set. We'll get those throttles kicked to where they should be. So for some reason they always seem to start in the reverser tabs up position. GPU is connected and external power is engaged. Batteries, voltage is checked. 26.2, 27.5, that's good. We'll turn the batteries on. And adheres, we'll go to nav mode. Evac is captain and purser. No smoking sign to auto, seatbelt signs to on. Lights, nav and logo lights are on. Crew oxygen is now on. Fuel pumps will come up. Get the fuel pumps on. I'm using British Av Geek's checklist. Kind of summarized, but it gets us through it relatively quickly. Cabin heat, we're going to go 2 notches down for cockpit and cabin. Packs 1 and 2 are on and on standby. Generators 1 and 2 are on and on fault. Not standby, fault, since the engines are not on. So all our warnings and cautions are done. We heard everything beeping. Oh, sorry. Roger, didn't mean to put your visor down. Warnings and cautions are beeping away. We come up and do the fire test. So there's the APU fire test. And what I am going to do is, just so we can see it, that's it. Can we pop these out? Yeah, we can pop these out. So we'll do the APU fire test. There we go. Engine 1 fire test. And engine 2 fire test. There we go. And these all do work. We've seen when we had the oxygen system problem coming in, all the warnings about pressurization and everything going off, which is pretty cool. So that's all done. Emergency exit lights we will arm. The icing indicator and standby compass is on, and cargo heat is not required. Come over here and start prepping the aircraft. Alright, we'll import our flight plan. And we will set our departure time to 2015. And that is all set now. So our current weather here at La Paz. Winds are 080 at 5 knots. We're going to be using runway 10. Few clouds at 2,000 feet AGL. I didn't really see anything. Those skies look pretty clear. High of 13 degrees and current temperature 13 degrees. Low will be minus 17. Of course, we're high altitude in the desert. And QNH of 1036. So I'm going to dial 1036. Yeah, that saved it. And very high pressure for a high altitude that we're at. I always find that interesting. 1036 is set and cross-checked. Our arrival weather is currently winds 290 at 5. Some visibility issues. Maybe a little bit of haze or low cloud. A few cloud at 2,000 feet, 14 degrees, and lower air pressure. But we'll check that when we get a little bit closer. So we're due for 143 passengers today, 2,240 kilograms of fuel. Seems low. I'm just going to check the flight plan. I don't think that's done that right. Let me come over. It says kilograms. We should be taking more fuel than that. I'm sure it's what we should be landing with. Yeah, 8,252. So we're going to change that. Oh, sorry, fuel's at the bottom. 8,400. Yeah, that's correct. And that's our cargo. So, okay, that's all fine. So we're going to load the aircraft. We'll do it in fast mode so we're not just sitting here. And there she goes. We're starting to board. The cargo doors are now open. We'll come down and start getting ourselves set up. So Roger's going to go over, pull up our preliminary load sheets. There we go. Accept that. I'm going to come over here and start setting up the flight plan and the aircraft performance information. So we'll get our flight plan in. Alright, so our flight number today is LAN 5556. Cost index of 25. Cruise altitude today is flight level 360. And tropo slightly out, it's 52526. There we go. So that is now all entered in. We'll put our preliminary information in. So we're 0 fuel weight 57.6. Go over here, we'll get our preliminary center of gravity of 30.9. Put that in. And our block fuel of 8.2. Now for our trip wind, we're expecting a headwind for most of the trip, which is going to give us a overall headwind of 36. Go, and that is all now entered in, and everything is nicely set. We'll just clear these messages, go to our flight plan. So we are going to be departing off of runway 10. We are not doing any departure. It's going to be climb out to 1,000 feet and then make a turn directly to the first waypoint of Irobu. So we'll clear that discontinuity, insert that, and there we go. On our arrival, we'll be on the NENAT 3 Charlie. And currently it says winds 290. So runway 17. If we change the runway, yeah, it'll reduce the headwind. So RNAV for runway 35. And we're going to want to change our arrival to the NENAT 4 Alpha. Just take a look at it. Nope. Or 3 Delta. We're going to go with the 3 Delta. Yeah. It could be dark. It didn't give me one. I'll take a look at that in a second. SimBrief didn't give me a departure, so but I haven't gone through them. So we're going to arrive on the RNAV for runway 35. And we're going to use the NENAT 3 Delta. And that is all good there. And we'll just do a quick check of what's programmed in. So NENAT is above 11,000. Pullman is above 11,000. Nesco is above 11,000. AT255 is above 7,000. Rapids should be above 5,000. Samta above 3,500. Actually, we're going to make Samta a hard 3,500. There we go. And that will ensure we're at the right altitude for the RNAV as we come in, 2,400 and then down. Okay, that should be a hard 2,400 as well. So I'm going to take a look at the USA RU1C departure. Okay. We could do that. We'll take a look at these once we get a little bit further in. So we're going to come over here. Departure, runway 10. Actually 1C, and we'll go to no transition. Intercept Saru, then that should take us to There. All right. So that is now in and all set up. So how are we doing down here? Boarding is complete. All right, so everything is done there. We'll go over here into our Navigraph. Get that set up. We'll bring in the flight. So there's our ground chart. And our departure chart. So we're currently right here. We're going to taxi down here on Alpha, then we'll have to backtrack all the way down, turn around, take off. And when we take off, we're going to come down here. It's going to be a turnout around. We'll then pick up the radial out from La Paz down here towards Usaru, and then from there we will be making a left turn heading out to our first waypoint, which is over here, and we'll carry on down that way. And we're going to come into our arrival, which is the NENAT 3 Delta. So we're going to be coming in this way. We'll fly down the east side of the airfield to the west of the mountain range, and we'll do basically a right box turn at the bottom, come in for the runway. And that approach being the RNAV for runway 35. Again, we're going to come in this way, flying right in, picking up the runway. And the landing, and on the ground, take a look at where we're going to be going. We'll be landing, and then we're going to turn in probably up around Charlie, and then back here to the apron. Route for today, as you can see, is going to take us out of Bolivia, down across northern Chile, and then out over to the coast where we're going to be landing. I seem to have I'm not sure where the ground chart's not showing up as start. I did start it, but there we go. Okay, everybody's on board. That has been pulled. Let's see if we got our final load sheet yet. We do. We'll accept that. So our zero fuel weight is 57.7. Come back over to our performance, or our initialization, page B, 57.7, and our final center of gravity, 31.8. Plug that in, and there we go. So that is now all entered in. Come over to our performance. Pull up our departure performance page. Alright, so surface is dry, runway 10. It's going to be a flaps 1, fourth toga, no anti-ice, no packs. I'm going to turn off the packs for this one. We'll load the final load sheet, we'll load the weather, and let's see what it tells us we need. Toga required. Okay, so 121 V1, 140 VR, 140 VR. It's going to be flaps 1 down 0.02. And it's going to be a toga takeoff. I kind of saw that coming. So we'll dial it in. 121 V1, 140 VR, 140 VR, or V2. And that will be a flaps 1 down 0.2, and it will be a toga takeoff. So that's the performance in, as we can see. So altimeters are set, transponders will go to 7,000. Okay. PWS is in op. GCS is auto. Fuel loading and boarding is complete. APU will come online. Still not seeing Kevin on VATSim. Is that a good sign? There's 3 seconds to start. There's the clunk in the back. Set him to 40. I'm going to go to 10. We will turn on the terrain radar when we get down to the end there. Yeah, beautiful day. Not seeing any clouds today. Not even on the horizons. There we go. Sounds like she's up and running. Everything is good there. APU bleeds coming on. External power is now disconnected. Back over to ground services. We can tell them to pull the chucks, pull the GPU out of the way. Takeoff data is set. FCU initial climb is going to be up to 18,000 feet. Actually, no, we'll go up. Right, the cruise. It's 36,000 feet. All right. Flight directors are on radios. Set 122.8. Radios are set, and let's get our pushback set up. Bring it nicely around the corner here. Like that.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
There's the tug coming in. So we got another company message. Let's see what they want. Oh, it's the other load sheet message here. There we go. It's fine. Be back over on the flight plan.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
La Paz area traffic. Land Chile 5556. Push and start gate 1.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Alright, so fuel pumps are on. APU is on. Engine start selector to start. Starting engine number 2. So just checking the flight board for La Paz. It's just the 3 of us leaving. Nobody's inbound.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground. You may disconnect.
Okay, sir. Clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Alright, it's a good start on engine number 2, starting engine number 1. See what we can hear from in the cabin. Sounds pretty good. Alright, looks like we've got a good start on engine number 1. Engine mode selector can go to normal. APU bleeds are off. APU master is off. Probe heats are on auto. NTIs not required. Packs are currently on. They'll come off for takeoff. Flaps select 1 plus F. Trim going 0-2 down. Flight controls. It's full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, full left rudder, full right rudder, neutral, rudder trim reading 0, APU bleed and APU is off, FCP is set for departure, engine instruments, everything is looking good for the engines. And we are good to taxi. La Paz traffic, land Chile 5556 taxiing, runway 10 via apron Alpha, backtracking 10. Parking brake off. Start to move out. Reset my clock here.
Bad area traffic, category 464, push back to the start.
So auto brakes
4.
set to max. Speed brakes armed, or ground spoilers in this case. Once we clear the traffic, we'll do our TO config check. There we go. No issues.
Bad area traffic behind the LATAM, passing from my right to left. Pushback start, stun 5.
Alright, so come down here. Let's just ding the cabin. So landing lights are on, strobe lights are on, nose wheel lights to take off, transponder to is on, TARA set above, terrain radar, and weather. La Paz area traffic, land Chile 5556, entering runway 10 and backtracking. Hey! Finally getting somewhere. Good news? Maybe? Alright, we're going to go right down to the end, obviously. This high elevation, we're going to need toga, so I'm going to be using a lot of this runway. Of course, when we landed here, we had that bump or whatever it was. I did check the replay, and yeah, I retarded the throttles properly before touching the runway, and they came off, and power came off of both engines. So I'm not exactly sure what it was that threw me back up into the air, and it was at landing speed, so I don't know. But as you can see, we're already over 13,000 feet in the air. Only got about 23,000 feet to go to cruise altitude.
La Paz traffic, Airbus 875. Taxi by apron Alpha, holding short runway 10.
And we're rolling along at 25 knots here. It's a long runway, 13,124 feet. So if you saw the updates for the big 40th anniversary of Microsoft Flight Simulator, there's a couple free airplanes coming. Kevin and I were chatting about it just before the stream.
La Paz area traffic, Category 464, we'll follow the Wizz Air A320 to runway, holding point, runway 10.
I love it. Nick's got him as a Wizz Air, I've got him as an Egypt Air, and he's running, I think, factory Airbus colors. Oh, that's funny.
Category 464, didn't know there were Wizz Air.
Oh, it looks like Kevin's showing up.
Yep, you are me.
His flight plan has popped in, so progress, Kevin, progress. Anyway, there's a the Inabuild's A310 series aircraft is going to be a free edition in, I think it's November, and so is Airplane Heaven's DC-3. It's going to be a free edition to the sim, so more Airbus aircraft. Sounding good. Alright, so we're coming up to the end of the runway and the turnaround. See, I haven't seen any bumps or anything, so I don't know what that was. Alright, so here's the turnaround area. There we go. Nothing like heading right for the mountains on takeoff. right. Tomorrow? I know the semi update was pushed to August. From July, I think, or from June. They said the pace is getting too great. They're not able to test things properly enough, so they're going to slow down the rollouts. Anyway, there's 40% set. Start the clock. La Paz traffic, land Chile 5556 rolling runway 10. Brakes released. Takeoff power is set. Toga SRS runway enabled. Very slow rolling here.
The past traffic behind the departing LATAM aircraft. We will backtrack runway 10.
Oh yeah, this is a slow roll. 100 knots. V1. Rotate.
The past traffic cargo 186.
Positive rate. Gear up.
Cheers.
Speed brakes aren't disarmed. Well, Kevin, it's good to hear you there. Hold at 15 degrees. We'll start to nose down. Get it down to about 12 and a half. Speed start building up. Get the autopilot on. There's our turn. Thrust levers. Back to climb. There's all the warnings for the pressurization. We've seen that before last time we came out of here. We're going to clear that. Construction cranes down here. No, it's not a traffic warning. That's pressurization. The cabin's got to pressurize as we climb rather than depressurize. Weird. Rolling level after making our turn away from the mountains. Oh, you got it from me. Oh, that's funny. All right, so there's it's only at 200 knots. Is that a restriction? It is a restriction, actually.
The past traffic cargo 196 pushing to stand 1 face northwest.
So that restriction is going to hold through
Instant handy.
a little bit. That's
Are you planning
fine.
to cut it?
It's going to pull a... Well, I won't say it. But it's good to have you here, Kevin. Go back over to performance. So we're going to be holding 200 knots for a bit. Our slat speed is just below our warning indicator, so we're just going to hang off until we start accelerating again, and then we'll bring that back in. Here's the departure. So it's either going to hold us to there or hold us. Probably, I think it's going to hold us at 200 knots until Usaru. We'll see. But there's the lake, the Great Lake Titicaca. We flew in over. Turn off the terrain radar.
Left it. Traffic, Airbus 875, Usaru 1 Charlie departure.
Right, 13 miles to Usaru. High deserts up here. And the thing that gets me, lots of people live out this way. All the villages and communities, especially around the lake.
How's traffic? Caribou 464 is backtracking runway 10.
It's rather amazing. Above 20,000 feet, so lights will come off, seatbelt signs will come off, everything else is set. Yeah, I know it's not zero. Alright, put the flaps up. Come over to pressurization. Let's get the right. One here. It'll sort itself out. The airplane working properly here. We'll get the speed up. You see the pressurization is starting to properly adjust. Just leave the screen there as it figures itself out. Air Trooper, how you doing in the fly-by-wire? I see you're having a couple of successful flights. Everything is going okay, I hope. Come over here now and we'll put on our route map. 25,000 feet. Everything seems to be... Hey, Danny. How are you doing today? We're going to bring our speed up now to what would be the proper... well, bring it up to 290. Keep her climbing nicely. Reach it, bug? Which bug is that? Alright, so pressurization is coming down. I'll throw up the map as we work our way in. Go. We'll bring up the stuff here, close you down, and go to world map. Yeah, everything's great. It was a nice break yesterday, where we didn't have to worry too much about. Well, I didn't have to worry about flying. Saturday was a long one, 10-hour leg, but it's good. This is a nicer run down the South American coast into Chile. All right, so it looks like the cabin pressurization is working. It's coming back in line with where it should be. I'd like it to. You get some very beautiful scenery out this way. See the mountain range over there in Bolivia. It's very nice. So if I go into manage speed mode, there we go. We're back into normal operations here. Not sure when the world update is. Dark was saying maybe tomorrow, but I don't recall off the top of my head when it is. I'm not even sure what it is, actually. Although with these anniversaries and stuff coming up, they're talking about surprises and stuff, so I'm not sure. There we go. Start climbing again. Up to speed. Some wonderful views of the mountains here in western Bolivia. Well, they pushed the SIM update from July to August. There should be a June world update. I think. Or, sorry, a June world update? Yeah. Yeah, SIM update 10 was pushed to August. Danny, you did it in the FENIX. Almost 5.5 hours, yeah. I think we were almost 10 hours, I think. It was 9 hours and like 50 something minutes airtime that Kevin and I did in the DC-6s. It was really, really cool. It was a great flight. Again, the sim, at least my sim acted well, behaved itself. Should be tomorrow, but nothing has been said about it. Huh. Let's see if I can see anything. June 14th. Everything's saying June 14th. We'll see what happens. FENIX is very similar to the fly-by-wire. Obviously, there's a few more things in it, and there's some stuff that can go wrong, such as failures and stuff like that. The big thing is the setup at the beginning, getting that right. But other than that, it flies pretty much the same. Alright, so we're coming up for 36,000 feet. That's going to be our cruise. Hopefully we won't have it do that unscheduled climb that it did when we flew to Sydney on Friday. Still don't know why that suddenly kicked in and decided to climb towards the end of the cruise flight or cruise phase. Hey, Dark Magic. How are you doing today? Well, everybody, you can grab a drink, grab something from the galley. Everything's up and running. Once we get leveled off, we'll throw on the in-flight. Get some views of the coastline coming in out of the right side of the aircraft. Yeah, if you're happy with the fly-by-wire, by all means, stick with it. Yeah. And the more you fly it, the more you'll get comfortable with it, which is a big thing as well, right? You got to be comfortable with the aircraft you're flying. So that's always a good thing. All right, let's as we slowly get up to our cruise altitude, let's take a look at the airport we're heading to. So LAN 137 is going to be departing from there. And then there's the 4 of us heading in. So it's not too busy down there. And it looks like we're all up. Alright, so Kevin's the last one up and he's off the ground, so circumnavigation. Ah, nice. Yeah, it's fun flying around the world. We got 2 more legs to do in the DC-6 and when our circumnavigation is done. Anyway, there's 36,000 feet. We're coming in and starting to level out here for our cruise. So we'll take up a position in the back, get a view at the windows, and then I'm gonna go put the kettle on. It's a nice down view of the engine. We'll see the coast come in as we get closer. Well, not till the end when we really cut towards the coast, but there's our view. Enjoy your beverage and your snacks. And I'll be back to brief the arrival. See you shortly.
time to come back, Roy. All you hear is talk of war and secession. Well, I thought Missouri voted to stay in the Union. Legally, we are loyal, but morally, we've got a divided household. If war does come, it will probably take every resource the South possesses. Oh, by the way, don't worry about your horses. I'll take them off your hands myself.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Morrison, but that's a little out of your line, isn't it?
The way conditions are, good horses are going to be at a premium.
We won't have any trouble making a deal. I'm hearing things, Trigger. I could have sworn I recognized that whistle.
How dare you? Can a person walk down the street without being insulted?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Well, I should think you would be.
Al McBride, speak up. Well, now, wait a minute. I can tell you about... What's that?
What I was going to say is, you're just wasting your time trying to get anything out of us.
Well, for your information, McBride has been outlawed by the federal government. Anyone found harboring or protecting him will be found equally guilty of treason. Boy, you sure gave me a scare.
You sure gave me a blister.
How long have you known McBride?
You know, I can't figure you, Roy. First you're ready to fight McBride, then when you have a chance to square accounts, you don't even open your mouth.
I know how he operates. 5 lone soldiers wouldn't have a dog's chance against that mob of bushwhackers.
He just left town, sir. He rode south about 10 minutes ago. Roy? Fool soldiers are going chasing McBride after all.
Well, they'll be ambushed. We've got to stop.
Hey, Chief. Look what we're running from.
5 little 10 soldiers.
Boy, we'd ought to be ashamed of ourselves.
Better than shooting rabbits.
I reckon they had just a little too much spunk for their own good.
They didn't even have a fighting chance.
I don't like it no better than you do. But I've got to make out a report.
Jones, you rode out there. What's your opinion?
Ooh, I'd say it was Indian, sure.
All right. That's what I'll put down. Doggone their lying souls.
What's the use? Even if we had proof, that sheriff wouldn't do anything. He's afraid to go after McBride.
That isn't Roy Rogers. It couldn't be.
That's who it is. The same fellow you slapped this morning.
Dave, you're joking.
No, I'm not. It's the same Roy Rogers who used to fight with me to see who would carry your books home from school.
I can't believe it.
I'll go over and get him.
Oh, no, Dave, not now, please. I'd rather wait till tomorrow night and surprise him. Do you have those invitations?
Right here.
Well, make him promise to come. But don't say anything about me.
I won't, beautiful.
All right, Henry.
Roy, you remember Doc Radford who lived the other side of town?
Sure I do.
Well, I hope to tell you, didn't I ride and get Doc Radford the day Roy was born? Just darn tootin' I did. Rode 20 miles through a howling blizzard.
Well, he heard you were in town and asked me to give you these.
Hey, what does that RSVP mean? Is that some kind of a new secret organization?
Well, you'll have to find a Republican to take that wager, Doctor. Or a Kansas. Howdy, Dr. Radford. Well, sir, it's high time you were looking up your old friend. Sure glad to see you again. You remember Mr. Whitaker, don't you?
Do I? How are you, old-timer? It's a fiddle-dee.
There's Laura over there now, Roy. She wants to see her.
My granddaughter. The last time you saw her, she was wearing pigtails.
I remember a scrawny kid with freckles and a pug nose. Right, Dave?
That's all you remember. You've got a surprise coming. Now, where did she go? I'll find her.
Darn feet, they're killing me.
Listen. Let's go over.
Not out of your life. I'm staying right here. Blasted boots.
I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home.
Who's that singing like an angel?
It's Master Roy himself.
Coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot. Coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Hello, my friends, I'm a-coming anew, coming for to carry me home.
You should take a bow.
I didn't expect to see you here.
Sorry?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, no, ma'am. I'm glad you're here so I can explain about yesterday morning.
I'm the one who should apologize, Mr. Rogers.
How did you know my name?
Why shouldn't I? I'm the scrawny little kid who tagged at your heels when I was in pigtails.
You don't mean Laura?
Well, I got rid of the freckles, but there wasn't much I could do about the pug nose.
Up to your old tricks again, I see. Still trying to steal my girl away from me.
Oh, come on, you two. I don't want to see any black eyes or bruised knuckles.
Mammy Lou, if you was my cook, I eat chicken 3 meals a day.
Mr. Gabby, you is a flatteriness man.
Well, I'll be a knock-kneed bobcat.
You be a witch?
Oh, forget it.
Pardon me, gentlemen. May I have this dance?
Well, of course.
Pardon, ma'am. Is there anybody you want to see?
Yes, there is.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Word has just been received that Fort Sumter has been fired upon. The war is on.
Pardon.
3 cheers for the Confederacy. Your attention. Word to the gentlemen here tonight. The South has sounded the call to arms. Missouri has turned her back on the Confederacy. But that won't keep the Southern sons of this state from fighting for Jeff Davis. What'd I tell you? I don't know how you feel. Speaking for myself, I can say that I'm ready to fight for the Confederacy. Every man in my command.
Dave, we leave town in 30 minutes.
tell me what to do.
Can't you see what he's after? All he wants is a chance to loot, murder, and burn.
You've had your say, now I'll have mine. I need money. I need it bad, and I need it fast. McBride's offered me the chance I want, and I'm taking it.
Glad to see you, Roy. You've got the lead. Union troops are closing in. I'm getting a little too old to run.
You seen Dave?
Once. It was months ago when we took Lexington. I whistled at him when he rode past. Why, it's Mr. Morris. Troops have moved down without taking that consignment of gold at the bank. Yes, and it's sure to be confiscated by the federals. We'll get it. You're darn tootin' we will, or we'll blow that bank to Kingdom Come.
Rogers is still alive. What do you mean? That's what I heard. He's alive and gunning for you.
Roy, there's one thing I never could understand. Why you'd have anything to do with a no-good feller like Dave.
Dave's all right, Gabby. He just got off to a bad start, that's all.
Well, maybe so. He did show he wasn't all bad when you was shot. He come back to help you.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
Good reason why. You being so young and lacking the experience I had, I figured maybe you'd give up the chase for McBride.
We'll find him.
You're darn tootin' we will. There's one thing about following a skunk. It ain't hard to keep on his trail. I like to see you squirm. remember this the next time you put a bullet through somebody. Too bad the party that did this wasn't a better shot.
It's Roy. Sorry to trouble you, but we're not finished yet. But remember, the doctor's with me.
Sammy Lou, you answer the door.
Wait here.
You ain't fooling me none. You come here to see that female Radford woman.
Howdy, Mammy Lou. You're looking well.
Maybe I is, but I'm feeling kind of pale.
Is that Laura?
She is, Mr. Roy. But Mr. Roy.
Well, look who's here.
Howdy, Laura. Don't let me stop you. That was beautiful.
First time I played in months, I'm afraid it's a little out of tune.
Sounded all right to me. How's the doctor? Is he around?
Oh, yes, he's here somewhere.
I'd like to see the old fire eater. Where is he?
Didn't you come to see me?
Yes, of course. I just wanted to have a little talk with you.
Remember this one?
Sure I do. Mammy Lou used to sing it to us when we were so high. Lazy old moon, keep shining, shining down for me. Lazy old moon, I'm pining, pining just to be on that old plantation where I used to roam, fight my weary way back home.
Well, no wonder my foot hurt. How do you suppose that horseshoe nail got my boot?
Shining down for me on that old plantation where I used to roam, like my weary way back home. Lazy old moon keeps shining, shining down for me. Where'd this blood come from?
I don't know.
Looking for me?
I was.
Laura, I'm surprised at you. The minute I turn my back, I find my rival cutting in again.
Dave, you're not fooling anyone. I know McBride's here.
You think so? Why don't you call your men in?
You know why? They'd kill you right along with them.
That's what you came for, isn't it?
You helped save my life the last time. I'm paying off that debt. I'm giving you one last chance to get away from McBride and stay away.
You don't owe me anything.
Dave, you're all wrong. You've got to listen to him.
You're wasting your time preaching sermons to me. Sure, I'm wrong. I've been wrong ever since I started. I knew what I was doing when I joined McBride. I like his way of fighting a war. I like the tight corners we've been in and fought our way out of. Yeah, I like the whole exciting mess.
If you're all through, get this straight. I left the Army for one reason, to get McBride. And I'm gonna get him. Only the next time you better not be with me. Because if you are, I'll have to get you too.
Dave, I'm ashamed of you.
Let's get started. It's McBride. I'm waiting for you. We're running a Confederate dispatch rider. He was carrying this. Just wasn't his lucky day.
the troops to meet him. Go get on your horse and tell the boys we'll reassemble at Stone Ridge.
held. Probably snuck off when he heard our shots.
The rest of them there. How about carrying out our order?
That'll be done sometime. Might just well get over with.
The order of the Confederate States and the authority vested in us. You have been tried and found guilty of desertion and treason. You have committed murder and robbery under the leadership of the guerrilla McBride. You are therefore sentenced, under military law, to pay for your crimes with your lives. If any of you wish to leave letters for your relatives or friends, speak up.
I know how you feel, Roy. You go ahead. I'll take care of this. I'll meet you in Kelso.
McBride, sir.
Where was he hiding?
Over in the woods. He was miles from anywhere.
Captain Rogers, you're to be commended for your service to the Confederacy. The death of McBride means the end of guerrilla warfare.
Thank you, sir. God willing, the war won't last much longer, and we'll soon be returning to our homes.
Alright, well, we're down in Chile. Hello to everybody that's joined us in the chat there. Wayne, J-Hog, and Oki. Good to see you guys all again. So we'll come down here, we'll take a look at where we are and what's coming up. As you can see, we're now down into the bottom end of our arrival into Chile, coming down. We're going to pick up the approach, or the arrival. Here at NENAT. You can see there's the restrictions we were looking at when we were putting it all in. We're going to come down, do a right-hand downwind base, turn to final, and then we'll be coming in here on the RNAV. And once we're down on the ground, not sure why the ground charts aren't showing up, but there they are. We'll be landing. Hopefully we can get off by sea, or if not, we'll turn around, come back, get off at Charlie and in. So just leave a little bit of space as we come in, guys. We may have to backtrack here at the end. Let's go back to our en route. And we'll just zoom in a little bit here. And there we go. So let's take a look at our landing performance. Alright, so we're going into Sierra Charlie Alpha Tango. We're going to be landing on runway 35. We'll refresh the MEDAR and apply it. Landing weight plus fuel. Well, our landing weight is estimated to be 61.5. We will be low brake at idle, max reverse, manual handling, full flaps, auto throttle on. It's a dry runway. Yeah, we're going to use a lot of the runway. So I think we're probably going to go with medium auto brake. There we go. Yeah, I think you're good for your spacing there, Kevin. So we're going to go with auto brake 2. That should stop us fairly quickly. It is a short runway. Again, we're only looking at 2,200 meters. So that will be good. So that is all calculated and worked out. We'll come back over here and grab our weather. So we'll update the arrival weather. Winds are 260 at 8. We'll stick with 3.5. It'll give us a crosswind. A few clouds at 2,000, scattered at 20,000, 12 degrees, and 1015. So we'll enter that in to our performance page. So 1015. Temperature of 12 degrees. Winds of 260 at 8. And we can go back to our Navigraph charts. And we'll pull up our arrival approach stuff. There's the RNAV. And decision height's going to be 1,100 feet. And that's now entered in. Full flap V approach speed of 136. Transition level of 10,000 is all good. See where we are right now. See the dried salt beds from the lakes. Okay, yeah, I did miss that. I do not have the PMDG 737. My virtual airline flies the 800 model, which has not been released yet. So I didn't want to purchase the 700 and then, you know, purchase the 800 as well. However, I'm quite enjoying the FENIX. And I don't know if I'm going to get the 737. I'm tending on I'm not going to. It's just another expensive airplane to buy that I won't really fly that much. But yeah, I think I might not do it. I mean, look at the. So we'll get rid of the map now. Amazing views out here in South America. That's why we're down here. Stunning. Air Trooper. Good question. It is not as intuitively laid out. It is an older design that they keep extending the life on. So it's not as systems orientated as the Airbus products are. They're a bit more hands-on and stuff like that. So there's a bit more to them for flying. The FENIX is, I would say, for the pilot, it's easier to fly. More monitoring goes on rather than having to do stuff. But I don't think, I mean, I've got the BAE 146 and I haven't flown it in a while. That's what I mean. I like buying airplanes and not flying them. Once we're done the Pan Am stuff, the DC-6 is going to go away for a while because I just don't have the time to fly them. So I kind of have to dedicate myself to stuff, and right now I'm enjoying having a fully operational A320. So this is what I'm flying right now, flying a lot of. And I'm not going to be doing that much flying over the summer. I'm away in a couple weeks. I head over to the UK. I come back. I'm in my dog sitting couple of weeks. I'll be flying then. And then I'm heading away again for another week or so, and so it's I'm kind of busy and stuff, but right now I'm enjoying this airplane. And the stunning views down here in South America. So we're getting close to the top of descent. Our going back to our nav. We want to be 2,400 feet. So that's what we'll set up as our descent platform. That is the plan, Dark. I'll get a hold of you when I get closer to my departure date. But yeah, I'll put something in the Discord as well. But yeah, still planning on doing that. My that part of the trip is all laid out, so I will be back in Manchester on the 25th, and definitely looking at going to the pub. Yeah, no problem, Air Trooper. Now that you got the fly-by-wire up and going, I'd say fly that for a while. Get a bunch of flights in it. Get comfortable with it. I mean, you can always move on from there when you're ready. There's no rush. Most of the things we fly and do, the A320 is fine for. Malibu. I remember that. So, one thing Kevin and I were talking about is, as part of the FlightSim 40th anniversary coming up in November, it looks like Airplane Heaven will be releasing its DC-3 for free. And to celebrate that, I'm thinking of doing a DC-3 series around the Mediterranean. So it'll give us a chance to fly the DC-3, some decent flights, and see some beautiful sights. We'll fly all the way around the Med and take it all in. Yeah, years have gone already, Air Trooper. We are already in June, almost halfway through June. It's crazy. Well, that's the thing. If you get to know the aircraft, it's fine. I mean, things like the DC-6 is rather complicated, even though I do use the AFE and stuff. But once you get to know it and stuff, it was all good. Say with the 737, you get to know it. Like flying the BAE 146, it's a complicated airplane, but you get to know it, and you know what you have to do and all that. Well, there's that cloud they were talking about, so it is coming up. Wayne's always in his Spitfire. So as we get closer, just to say there'll be no stream on Wednesday. I have to go into the city and do a couple things there. So our next stream will be on Friday. Ooh, that's not how you spell that word. So we will be back doing some Topa Sky flights. Friday's flight will have us down. We're in Sydney now. Last Friday we flew over to Sydney. So we're going to do some flights around Australia. So we're going to fly from Sydney out to Alice Springs and the Uluru area. Yeah, I heard there was an update. There's one recently. I haven't done it yet. I'm not sure. Since I bought mine on the marketplace, my update may come in a month or two. We'll see how that goes. But oh, I can see dark in behind me now. It's gonna be interesting to do that update and see what happens. I also got to do the update for the BAE. I know 1.04 or 0.1.04, whatever the hell it is up now. So I'm going to have to look at that. Get that updated as well. VATSim just picked up Dark's airplane and is trying to model match it as a Wizz Air. Interesting. Didn't do that in La Paz when we started. I was having connection problems the other day. I had to change servers. I think it was on Friday. It dropped me twice. And I just changed servers and it seemed to fix today. I have not had it today, Air Trooper, and I did not get it on the 10-hour flight on Saturday, but on Friday I had it before I started streaming once I had the sim up and running, but I didn't get it during the stream, so yes, I got it on Friday once. Alright, so we did go through and program in all our constraints. We can see them there. We'll pull up the constraints onto the screen, bring that back to performance. I think I got the disconnect one as well, that, you know.
Caldera area traffic, Airbus 875, flight level 340, sending now to flight level 110 on the Nenant 3 Charlie, arrival to 17.
17? Uh-oh, this is going to get interesting. Just give me a little bit of room, Dark, because I'm going down to 3.5. Alright, we're going to set ourselves up for the VNAV at 2,400 as our minimum descent altitude. Let's do a quick weather check. See if there's been a change. No. It's still going to be about a 90-degree crosswind either way you come in. Oh, we'll get the sun setting. Starting to see some color in the clouds. Very nice. Technically, Kevin, it's 90 degrees either way. So. Caldera area traffic, land Chile 5556, leaving flight level 360 for the DNAT 3 Delta Arnav arrival, runway 35. Down we go. We'll make sure we keep our speed up so Dark doesn't get too close. Oh, they're still working on that. I know the weather is getting an update with Sim Update 10. That was on the list. That it's something that's going to be coming. So, all right, let's go over to speed wise. Go to 260 for the moment. Oh, you think you're gonna get an issue? Maybe. Go up to 270 now. Ah, it'll be good to have you back, Wayne. I am away for, I don't know if you've been around, but I am away. I'll be in the UK for a big chunk of July, touring around. And then at the end of August, I'll be away for a week. But we'll get some flying in before July and then at the beginning of August. Hey, thanks for the follow. Abo over on Twitch. Hello, how are you? You joining us for the descent? We're just getting ready to do our arrival here into, well, we're just entering the arrival now, into Caldera, Chile. There's 280. Demand City, where is that? Is that in Chile? Alright, we're going to bring the speed up to 290, and we'll hold 290 down to transition at 10,000 feet. We're following a set course at the moment on this series. We started up in the north of Alaska. We're flying all the way down to the bottom of South America. We got about four legs to go after this one, maybe 5 legs to go after this one. Can't remember. But we're heading all the way down to the southern tip of South America. KSA. I'm not familiar with that one. All right, we're through 30,000 feet, so we're going to turn on the seatbelts, get everyone seated. The ground crew get themselves set up for our arrival. Let's do a quick check for any other nav aids, see if there's anything there. Not sure if there's any NDVs or anything in the area. No, just a VOR. That VOR, that's what we've got dialed in there. Yeah, Wayne, that kind of sucks. Hopefully you get things sorted out there and things get a little bit better. There's really not a lot. That VOR is really the only thing in the area, that airfield. So that's kind of limiting what extra nav stuff we can do. But we're coming in. It's almost going to be a straight in and a right turn loop around. So we're going to come over. I'm going to bring up the airport. I don't know why I closed that. I'm going to bring up the airport charts just so I can have the runway up for after we land, and again it is not showing for some reason. So we'll go to the ground charts. There we go. And again, we're going to be landing from the south, looking to get off around Charlie. 10,000 is transition level. We're pretty good. We've been in the air for an hour and 37 minutes. Again, beautiful sunset starting. Those colors in the cloud. Alright, so we're going to throw the terrain radar on over on Roger's side. And 1015, we'll dial that into the standby now. Coming up to 22,000 feet. We're cleared down through transition since there's no ATC, so we'll throw that in here as well. 1015 set and cross-checked. There's 3,500 as our first hard altitude restriction. That's as we come in and get set up for the RNAV. Beautiful golden light over the mountains here. Fantastic. And the water's coming in. There's the coastline. This is a coastal airport we'll be landing at. It's 20,000 feet. Keep the speed up. So we have to be above 11,000 feet here at Nesco. Doesn't seem like that is going to be an issue. Deceleration point right here to bring us back to 250 knots. Everything is looking good. See the route we're going to be taking? Coming in here, flying like a right pattern past the airport, coming around, landing on runway 35. In case we need it though, the missed approach is we climb directly to 3,500 direct to 2 deck, enter a hold on a 178 degrees right hand pattern, and then we will set up for another try. Not expecting to have to do that. So there's us through Nesco. We got to be above 7,000 at AT255. Really getting some beautiful light outside now. And a lovely moon. Do love the way we rotate away from the sun and towards the moon. Get that nice full moon coming up. There's the clouds. Some lovely pink on it. Do the artistic sun shot here. Very nice. 13,000 feet coming up. We're not going to need landing systems. It is an RNAV. Out to 20 miles on my display. Keep Roger at 40 for the terrain. Airport's just going to be slightly off our nose over this way. See the VOR needle pointing at it. I turned off VOR 2 since there's only one VOR in the area. Through 12,000 feet, going to go back into managed speed. Should start trying to slow us down. And then we're going to hit the decel point in a second anyway. The airport should be over, it's behind the center pillar. Speed starting to slow. Yeah, it is a beautiful sunset. Diego Garcia, yeah, the Indian Ocean sunsets would have been amazing. I had a buddy of mine was based out of there on a tour during early Afghanistan, and yeah, he said the weather was something else. There's us slowing down to 250. We have to be above 7,000 and above 5,000, I think, and then we have to be at 3,500. Alright, we're going to come back to 10 miles. Terrain's not an issue. We're not picking anything up yet, so it's fairly low. You get some wonderful color as we come in, the sky and the ground. Holding 250 knots. And we are level with the airfield, so we're going to go into approach phase. That'll bring our speed down. Bring us down to 209.
Another area traffic M875 is now 21 miles east of field heading towards 117.
There's our turn at AT255. We're 6 miles out. So we should be able to get down and off before dark's in, but just you might want to slow down a little bit there, Dark. No, not Desert Storm. That was Iraq, and Canada wasn't in Iraq officially. It was Afghanistan, 2003, 2004-ish, maybe 2005. All right, so we're gonna go medium brakes, as we said. We'll bring out the speed brakes. We'll start slowing this thing up. Just about to begin our turn. $215 knots. We can go to flaps 1. There's the turn. We're over 5,000 feet, which is what we want. There's 200 knots coming up. Yeah, I saw Argentina come up. We're going to be going in there on the last leg, so maybe we'll get them one day. Oh, there's the highway. That's us through 5,000. We're at 210, flaps 1. It's going to bring us down to about 184. I don't see the GA route on the ND. Is this normal? Should it be like this? What do you mean GA route? Bracing? Air trooper. Have faith. Alright, there's speeds coming down. Air brakes coming in. Ground spoilers are armed. Caldera area traffic, land Chile 5556, turning final, runway 35.
Land Chile 5556, can we report nautical miles to the field, please?
We are 10 miles to the field.
Roger, we'll break off our ILS approach and go around.
Sorry, Dark. I thought we had enough room there. Alright, approach mode is activated. Final approach mode green.
2,500.
And we're going to hold 3,500, and then we'll start heading down towards 2,400. No, we're going good. Everything's on track. Flaps 2. Gear down. Some beautiful color at the front. No, Kevin's last one in. He had issues getting into the sim at the beginning. Flaps 3. Yeah, it was a pretty funny movie. And oh, where's the VOR on the field? That I don't know. We're getting close though. 5 miles, flaps full. Alright, cabin's notified. Lights are all on. Seatbelt signs are on. Gear down 3 green. Auto brake set for medium. Speed brake is armed. Cabin has been notified. Landing memo. No blue. Caldera area traffic, land Chile 5556, established on the RNAV, runway 35, 3.7 miles out. Yeah, I haven't seen the TED movies, clips of them, but haven't seen the movies themselves. There's 1,400 feet.
Cod area traffic, Airbus 875, turning right heading 090 to intercept the localizer for ILS 17, 10 miles.
Thousand feet.
1,000.
Oh. Apparently my computer wants me to do a privacy update on my second computer. One day. Where's the wing? Oh, there's the. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks amazing. Alright, don't get distracted. Still gonna land this thing.
Hundred above.
It's 500 feet. Autopilot off.
Minimum.
Landing. That's what I heard, Wayne. That's what I heard. Oh, I can see Dark's lights coming right at me. Alright, we just passed the VOR. Needle did the flip.
100.
No pappy lights or anything. There's that crosswind.
40. 30. 20. Retard.
Get her down. Get the reversers on. She's wandering a little bit. Reversers off. Let's get this thing around. Look at that sky color. Clear area traffic. Land Chile 5556. Clear the runway. Now, where are we going to park? It's not a lot here. So, flaps up. Speed brake in. Turn those lights. Oh, I don't know why that taxi light wasn't on. It's got turned off at some point. Probably when I forgot to turn them on. Let's get the weather radar off. Transponder off. TCAT's back to standby. Oh, there's the parking area over there. Yeah, Dark will be down before Nick's in.
Center traffic, category 464 is overhead Baptist.
There we go. We'll put her right at the end. Try to leave a little bit of room.
Condor traffic, Airbus 875, 3 miles to touchdown.
Definitely not made for these planes, I think. Or if they are, these are the maximum size they'll bring in here. Nah. Dark's almost down. Nick hasn't even turned final yet, or is just turning final. I don't think we can see him yet. Oh, there he is. He's on his base leg. And there's Dark coming in there. A lot of ground traffic for this airport, I gotta say. Are you going to be clear of each other? Yeah, I just saw that. Well, there's going to be 4 of us, so I'm going to squeeze as far over as I can. Gonna blind the poor chappie here. Suck him into the engine.
Caribou traffic, Caribou 464 overhead, thin up, which makes 5.3 miles.
Here comes
area traffic, Airbus 875, clear from white.
Dark coming in, not sure what his livery is going to be this time he loads in. Alright, let's get the... I didn't even have any of these lights on. Wow, what a bad pilot. Anyway, let's get this thing shut down. Get him to hook up the ground power. Chocks and GPU are now hooked up. Go to external power. So, flaps are up and disarmed. Ground spoilers are disarmed. Transponder is off. Strobes are off. Runway lights are off. Nose lights are off. APU not required. Anti-ice is off. Auto brakes are off. Nose lights off. Parking brakes are set. Engine control levers are off. Beacon light is off. Ground equipment is in place. Fuel pumps are off. We'll get the dome light on. And flight directors come off. And we'll get the doors open. Climate friendly, yeah. Oh, it looks like he's now he's changed from Egypt to Sichuan. Very nice. That's the ground terrain radar. Still waiting on weather radar to come in. Hopefully that'll be later this summer. There's the sunset. Here comes Nick. The APU rattling away there. And we'll be waiting on Kevin. So once again, guys, thank you very much for flying along today. Greatly appreciated, and to everybody who came on to watch. Air coil, it had that white and red look to it, didn't it? Once again, there is no stream this Wednesday as I am otherwise occupied. Have to go into the city. But the next flight will be on Friday. We'll be back doing Topa Sky flying. We'll be heading from Sydney, Australia, out to Alice Springs. That will be same bat time. There's Nick putting her down in the Caribou. Yeah, it would be, except for Kevin, who's on his way in. So we got one more. Not sure. Don't quite see. Oh, there he is. His lights just popped in over there. So we'll see Kevin shortly. But for the rest of us, that's going to do it for today's stream. Have a great day and a great rest of the week. And we will see you all on Friday. Talk to you later.
Caribou traffic, Caribou 464, runway vacated, just.